Hello everyone and welcome to the Pondering Skulls podcast. My name is Bree.
And my name is Mo.
And today we are going to talk about the murder of Bridget Cleary. It ties in with changelings, who were also said to be part of the Irish folklore or mythology, and were said to usually trade normal healthy human babies for their weak and sick, frail babies of their own.
And very rarely they would change out with adults too, so that's fun. Anyway, jumping into Bridget Cleary, she was an Irish woman who was murdered by her husband in 1895. She was 26 years old. She was also a dressmaker. On February 19th of 1869 in Ballyvedlia, County Tipperary, Ireland, Bridget Cleary was born. She was married in 1887 on August 6 to Michael Cleary in a Roman Catholic church in Dringen. There you go.
When she was born, her name was actually Bridget Boland.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going now. He's right here.
They had met earlier that month in Clonmel, where he worked as a cooper, or a craftsman who produces wooden caskets, barrels, vats, buckets, tubs, or troughs.
Barrels.
Barrels. I'm sorry. And Bridget was a dressmaker's apprentice. The couple spent 8 years married but had never had children. After they married, she returned to Ballyvedlia to live with her parents, and Michael stayed in Clonmel to continue working. Bridget's independence
You can do it.
Bridget's independence grew during their time apart. She kept Just
having trouble reading, folks.
She kept a flock of chickens and sold the eggs to her neighbors. She was a professional woman, which was somewhat unusual for the era and location. After her mother's death, Bridget and Michael found themselves responsible for her elderly father, Patrick Boland. With him living with them, the couple was able to acquire the house reserved for laborers, and because Patrick had been a laborer in his youth, they were able to acquire the best house in the village. No one else really had an interest in the house because it was built on the site of a supposed fairy ringfort.
And in March of 1895, Bridget was reported missing. Supposedly she had been ill for several days and was said to be diagnosed with bronchitis, which at the time we didn't really have medicine for, which is sad.
Yay!
And a little over a week into her illness, this would be the March 13th of 1895, a physician would visit her home to find that her condition had only gotten worse, and a priest would soon follow to administer last rites. Over the next couple of days, several of her friends and families would bring her home remedies, and of course her father and her husband would both accuse her of being a fairy sent to take Bridget's place. At some point during all of this, they would throw urine on her and carry her to the fireplace to cast out the fairy. By the 16th of March, rumors began circling that she was missing, and the local police would begin their search. Michael claimed that his wife had been taken by fairies, and he appeared to be holding a vigil, which he would continue to say that his wife had been taken by fairies throughout the whole entire ordeal. But by the time they found her burnt body on March 22nd in a shallow grave, 9 people had been charged in her disappearance, and this included her husband. And the coroner's report stated that it was death by burning. During the trial, it was found out that on the night of her death, her husband was aggressive towards her. He was said to yell at her over and over, asking if she was his wife, and when she would answer yes, that she was Bridget Cleary, and that she was his wife, he would keep on asking and pretty much trying to force feed a certain concoction. I can't remember what it was supposed to be, but there was something that said it.
I don't want to know what it was.
But he would continue to ask, and at some point she had had enough of it and would tell him that the only person who had went with fairies was his mother. And of course this caused his anger to spike even more. Like I said, he would attempt to force feed her some kind of concoction, and when she wouldn't take it, he would throw her to the ground and threaten her with a burning piece of wood. At some point her dress would catch fire, and he would throw lamp oil, kerosene, on her. Witnesses couldn't be sure that she had already been dead by this point or not, and Michael wouldn't let anyone near her body as she was burning, and kept insisting that she had been a changeling for over a week, and that he would get his wife back from the fairies.
If you can't tell by this point, he is a very, 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 very crazy man.
Very sick man.
Sick, crazy,
yes,
in the head man.
And the worst part about it was, he was found guilty of manslaughter.
Yeah.
But he was only sentenced to 20
22.
years.
Oh, 20. 20.
Just 20 years, and he only
God.
spent 15 years of that in prison.
Which I'm thinking that was for good behavior, but still,
he murdered his wife, and there were witnesses that says that he murdered his wife, but he only spent 15 years in prison and was released. And when he was released, he moved to Canada.
Well, just saying, I mean, back then it was literally the 1800s. I mean, I can understand that doctors back then didn't have medicine for bronchitis or anything, but I still couldn't understand why the laws back then were a little different. I mean, I can, but
well,
still.
To be honest, Ireland and the US have like totally different types of, I guess, sentencing for their crimes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which, to be honest, to us, this may seem like it should have been a lot longer than that, which it should have been.
Yeah.
He murdered his wife.
Exactly.
He should have been in there for a lot longer. But for them, it could have been something totally different, and they wouldn't be able to, because, you know, the laws of the time.
Yeah.
But, yes, he moved out of the whole entire area to Canada.
Why in Canada?
I don't know.
If anybody watches this and they're in Canada right now, know you're special.
Yeah, well, you had a very not special person living
Yes.
in your area.
Yeah, that's true. And if you'd like to, if you do live in Canada, I'm sure there's some kind of thing or something that you can look at to see where he was, or like special people in your area that once lived there. You can see where he lived.
I mean, maybe and maybe not, because I mean, this was a long time ago, so it'd be kind of like a hard information to find.
Yeah. Do you want to talk?
Yes, we're gonna talk about
Okay.
brownies after this, which is one of my favorite mythologies.
Not what you think they are.
No, you think they are these cute little things that, you know, clean up your house at night, or, you know, they might move something because they're mischievous or something like that, but no, these creatures were totally different from that.
So remember, if you bake a first batch of brownies and put them in your fridge overnight, they might turn into brownies.
That is not what brownies are.
They might turn into brownies. And go around your house.
Do you want to do the first half of this?
Sure.
Okay, you'll stop right about here.
Okay. Oh god.
You got this.
Yay. Brownies are a part of the English and Scottish folklore and are small and rarely seen beings. They're seen to come out late at night while the owners of a house are sleeping, and perform various chores. If they feel that they have been insulted in some way, they will leave their homes forever. So it is best, if you think you may have one to leave, out a bowl of milk or some other offering for it. These creatures are known to be mischievous and are known to punish or pull pranks on lazy servants. If angered, they might turn into boggarts, which are malicious in nature. They have a few different descriptions of what a brownie looks like. Usually they are said to be ugly, brown-skinned, and covered in hair. They are sometimes said to have no fingers or toes, and can also appear like children. In older stories, they were said to be human-sized or larger. Oh, Jesus. And in more recent times, they are said to be small and wizened. They may either be naked or dressed in rags, but do not offer it clothes or it will leave forever. But, I mean, I would think you want it to leave forever if it's naked in your home.
I mean, come on. They're known to clean.
If it's naked in your home.
They're known to clean, and you don't have to see it because they avoid being seen.
Yay.
Yeah, so originally they were known as tutelary, something like that, spirits or guardians of some sort. They're regarded as solitary and devoted to serving the members of the house.
That clicks at people.
Brownies are associated with the dead and are sometimes described as the ghost of a deceased servant who once worked in the home. Across different parts of Great Britain, they are said to inhabit homes and farms and only work at night, performing necessary housework and farm tasks. If not left offerings, they are said to leave messes and make noise at night for their own amusement. And there are rarely more than one in a home, and they always avoid being seen somehow, which they do have. Like, they can become invisible, but they rarely ever have to do that. But they can also shapeshift into animals.
Wait. They're naked in your home, can be human-sized or larger. Can become animals.
Or invisible.
You know, I'm just gonna kind of leave my home to them.
But they clean for you.
Leave cartons of milk in the fridge.
You don't want to leave it in the fridge. You want to leave it out somewhere where they can find it. But see, that's the thing. If you leave the milk out for them...
Some people's gonna walk into my old home and there's just gonna be cartons of milk everywhere.
But see, if you leave milk out for them or something like that, you know, some kind of food type offering, they'll clean for you. Yeah. They clean your house, make it nice and neat. But if you ever insult them or make them angry in some way, or they feel like they have been, you know, insulted in some way and they get offended by that, they're going to mess up everything they can.
Ooh.
Before they leave your home forever.
But thing is, so if I say that they look ugly, like, which is...
Yeah, they will hate that.
They will hate that. That is scary. We also have something to tell you guys about, or she has something to tell you guys about before we end this podcast.
It feels like it's moving so fast at this point, like we're moving from one subject to the next.
No.
But, so here soon, things are going to get a little bit more hectic for me, because I am starting a new adventure where I will be working literally almost two full-time jobs. One of them will be my full-time job, which is what I'm working now. And then I am adding another part-time / full-time. For those of you on the podcast side of things, the listeners, I did quotation marks over part-time, full-time.
Yeah.
But I will be working in an urgent care and finally doing what I went to school for.
Finally.
But for me, that's going to mean that I'm working full-time hours at my first job during the week, and then on the weekends, I'm going to be working 12-hour shifts at the urgent care. Which means this may end up being a Friday type of thing instead of a Saturday type of thing.
Yes, but
and
if, we'll try to do it for you guys on a Saturday.
Well, we're also going to try to keep up this
exactly
on a Friday. But I will say it will be hard for me because I will be tired a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, mental health is not at the top tier at the moment, and it hasn't been for a long time.
No.
But we're gonna try our best, and hopefully we can keep this going and get more people to listen to us and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Exactly. But the algorithm isn't really wanting to work with anybody on YouTube right now that are new.
No.
That are new. So we're just gonna have to wait on the algorithm to get us out there.
Yeah. So hopefully, if you guys find us, or you have friends,
Yeah.
that if you are already subscribed and you have friends, tell them about us.
Mom.
Yeah. And try to get us up there some.
Yeah.
But we're only like 15 minutes into this. Is there anything else we should talk about?
Ooh, I really have been wanting to talk about a little bit more of Greek mythology, but, oh, by the way, if I know I'm just gonna put this out there, and we haven't talked about it. No, we haven't really. We were gonna talk about a little bit of Greek mythology, but, let's just say our story that we had wasn't very... It was good, but it wasn't very
Appropriate.
So we're just gonna leave that for the rest of the universe to weep on. But
We might leave that for the next episode,
maybe
or the next couple of episodes.
If I'm not here, you could just go ahead.
But we will do Greek mythology, because that is one thing that I have
Yes.
always been interested in. I
too.
love Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it. And the Irish folklore, of course. We'll do more of this.
Yes.
And talk more about changelings and banshees and all that good fun stuff.
I'm trying to find that one Japanese, it's Japanese. That one Japanese folklore monster.
There's multiple.
I know.
Which we'll do the Japanese ones too at some point.
Yeah. Let's see.
But this time you guys got a little bit of taste of a murder of some sort, which I feel really bad for Bridget, because
Yes, me too.
she was just trying to live her life. She was only 26 years old, which
Exactly.
hits me hard because I'm 27 and she was only a year younger when she actually died.
I have a tiny story that would probably take me 2 minutes to read, if that's alright. I have this here.
What is it?
The teke.
Oh yes, the teke. Okay.
Okay. I'm not gonna read the first part because it's just how the name is pronounced and spelt. But if you want to know, it's called Teke. Teke is a Japanese urban legend about the ghost of a schoolgirl, where her body was cut in half by a train after she gotten stuck. She is an onryo, or a vengeful spirit who lurks in the urban areas and found around train stations at night. Since she no longer has a lower body, or legs, or waist, or torso, or anything. Let's see, where was I at? She travels on her hands, dragging her upper torso and making a scratching or teke like sound, produced by either her elbows or the end of her... Let's see how to pronounce this.
Let me see that.
There you go.
Where's it at?
Right there.
Oh, it's bisected body scraping the ground.
If she encounters an individual, she will chase them and slice them in half at the waist, killing them in such a way that mimics her own disfigurement.
Yes, which in that story also there was a another part to it where it was thought to have been like a dare by her friends and stuff.
Yeah.
And she might have tripped or something and got caught on the rails of the train.
Yeah. If you want to, for a few minutes, we can keep talking about these, because a lot of ones that a lot of people have been interested in. Some people might not even know about these. But I'm thinking that some of you are familiar with this one. It is the Red Room. I think most of us are. The Red Room is an urban legend about a pop-up that appears when you are surfing the internet. They say that the people who have seen the pop-up are found dead. Their walls painted red with their own blood. Do you want to read this?
Sure.
It's just second paragraph, I guess. If you want to zoom in, you can.
No, I was trying to figure out where to start. I know.
Yeah.
So the legend began with a flash of animation of a boy being cursed after encouraging the pop-up. But it gained a lot of popularity when it was found that a girl who committed the Sasebo slashing in 2004 had the animation as a bookmark. It was said that there was a boy who was addicted to the internet, and he had heard of the urban legend The Red Room from one of his friends at school. When he got home, he looked on the internet to see if he could find out anything more about what it was, and all of a sudden a small window popped up with a red background. And written in black was the message, "Do you like?" But of course he closed the window, but it popped up again. He tried over and over to close it, but it just kept reappearing, and eventually he noticed that the message on the pop-up changed. Now it read, "Do you like the Red Room?" And in the background, a childlike voice was said, "Do you like the Red Room?" And the screen went black, and a list of names appeared in the red. At the bottom of the list, the boy saw the name of his friend, the one that told him about the Red Room. He suddenly became aware of something behind him and lost consciousness. I could never say that the first time.
Mm-mm.
And the next day, the boy or his friend, well, neither the boy nor his friend, turned up at school. And there was a rumor going around that something horrible had happened to them. The next day, the classmates heard the sickening news that both of them had committed suicide, painting their room red with their own blood before dying.
This is horrible.
Yes, that is very horrible.
And it's not like we're prepared. Just saying, like, we're not prepared. We just want to get more time in because we have just now noticed that we haven't had like a lot of time in this, and you can either fall asleep to these if you listen to them at work.
I mean, we're probably kind of boring.
Yeah, we probably
but
are,
yeah, you
but,
can fall
like,
asleep to it. It's okay.
Go ahead, I do it too. I listen to short horror stories for some reason. My brain likes them.
See, I can't do that at night, but when I'm at work, that's all I ever listen to is short horror stories or horror stories that I hear on the internet or whatever.
This one's interesting. Okay, so it's called, this is just the name of it. You read it? Because, no, I'm not, no.
A Guide to Tomino's Hell, the Cursed Poem. What the heck?
I have no idea. There you go.
I don't understand. I don't know why your phone does this.
What is it doing?
So apparently it's supposed to be a best known type of poem floating around on the internet. It was written in 1919, and I am not going to try to say the name that wrote it because it's in a different...
Let's see.
It's I think it's Saijo Yaso or something like that, and I don't...
do you see that? Oh.
Right here.
Saijo Yaso.
Yeah, but that O has
yeah.
something weird on it.
It's the O, like they pronounce O, because some people will pronounce it Yasa.
But it's different. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the O in the first name.
I know.
It says that legend has it that reading Tomino's Hell out loud will cause you to die. It's a poem that turned urban legend that's been floating around the internet since the early 2000s. And the general belief is that if you read the poem out loud, you'll meet an untimely death. But it's just a myth.
See.
Some even think that it caused the author's death as well.
Ooh.
Which is really weird.
Yeah.
But then there was another author who basically rewrote it, I think.
Yeah.
But
It's really cool. I don't really know a lot about these urban legends, but let's just say that they are kind of cool. This one's not
It does
really-
say that it's now a popular creepypasta.
Yeah.
So if you're into creepypastas, you could always look that up.
Yeah, go check it out.
I'm not gonna read the poem out loud. We didn't find it anyway.
Oh dear Jesus. Oh dear Jesus. I was looking at one. Here we go. There she is. The snake woman.
The what?
The snake woman.
Oh, the snake woman.
I do not like that picture.
Yeah.
I do not like that. Okay, please go away. Okay. Kun, described by some as a demon, this entity plagues the Japanese countryside like many good urban legends. Some origins of Kun can be traced to the internet, specifically to Japanese message boards in 2001. Took a life of its own, though, and now many people claim they've witnessed the Kun in the countryside. It's a twisting white being you see in fields and rice paddies during summertime, with its name literally translating to wriggling body. Sounds relatively harmless, right? But if you get too close or look at it for too long, it's said that you'll lose your mind. So you'll just go insane. That's cool. I want to go insane.
I'm already halfway there.
Any more you want to use? Ready?
I think we are going to end this one for now. Like I said, if you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell so that way you know when we've got another podcast episode come out.
Yes.
And everybody on the listeners side of it, you can find us almost anywhere you can find a podcast. Spotify being the main one. But anyways, we hope to see you come back and
Love you guys. Bye.
yeah, bye.